everyone, how are you doing? I am your host Mal Garris, and today I'll be with my very first commentary on a 2v2 tournament organized by OG and TTC. Let's get to it. It's my first time giving commentary, so I'm both excited and scared. We got Shuka and Mega Reds on the left as a blue team, we got Kartoffel and Blas on the right as a red team. For those who don't know, Kartoffel is German for potato. So let's see if our Kartoffel threat will build a big old fashioned potato base. Obviously, double turbo opener out of both players, very nice. That's an interesting application for the sniper, it's probably compensating for the back lean they'll soon experience. And of course, Rasen snipers on out of everyone. Looks like each player is gonna be an active source in their opponent's demise. I already love this, we're not even 1 minute in and it's all ready time for some full action. Look at those Corsairs going left and right, pling plong, pling plong. I do love ping pong. As you can also see, there's a time limit of 30 minutes, so not be here having a 4-hour slog between the players. It will be not the quickest, but they will not be able to take their sweet time either. Very good out of Kartoffel, not reflex repairing, but preferably placing sandbags. Blaze is finally starting to attack up. And it does look like both Shuka and Migrat are going for the armory, so some fire support or missiles will be in their future. Also very good build style out of all the players, not too many nodes. Both Kartoffel and Blaze are going for an upgrade center first. They might be playing overdrive, which means that things will get a lot more interesting. Overdrive has the ability to go to tier 2 tech, or in my opinion should be tier 3, just by the upgrade center. Normally you need at least an armory or a workshop to do so, but in this case that is going straight for upgrade center, straight for heavier weaponry. That's gonna help out a lot. Okay, looks like Shuka sold off their sniper. Mega is building a second sniper to compensate for Shuka's retired sniper. And it seems that both Kartoffel and Blaze still have their own snipers left. Blaze up to 3 turbines, they'll not be lacking energy anytime soon. And their upgrade center is also finished. It does seem like Kartoffel took a bit more initiative and also took a few more hits in that regard. Shuka doing a great job protecting themselves. He retired his sniper and transformed it into a flag weaponry. I'm not sure if that's a promotion or a demotion, but it's something. It looks like that sniper will be targeted down eventually, but Blaze missed twice against Mega Red, so he's like, you know what, it can live. Or maybe he does not know their sniper at all. Kartoffel going for a lot of upgrades. Actually good upgrades on both sides. Shuka for a shotgun. Very nice shot out of Kartoffel, sniping that through the woods into the AP sniper. I mean shotgunner, my bad. Something important to note is that a regular sniper 2 shots a shotgun, while an AP sniper can 1 shot it. An AP sniper has a slight damage buff compared to a regular sniper and has higher penetration and has to compensate for that with a lower firing rates. And looks like Kartoffel's base will be very stable. Mega Red is smelling blood, and by blood I mean he's smelling turbines. Shotguns like some miniguns are great tools for taking out turbines. Core damage on Kartoffels, 30% down. AP snipers can penetrate 1 layer of metal and a couple of layers of woods. So a very good job out of them. These are 6 turbines out of Shuka, 3 out of Mega Red. Kartoffel, ooh, his potato base looking pretty good, and that laser is going to wreak some havoc. Looks like going for a combined force of munitions plant weaponry and also factory weaponry. So lasers and cannons, maybe some magnet beam combos, we shall see. What I can't see however is that their turbine economy is taking a major beating. Mega Red's factory is also done and looks like Shuka is going for a pretty late munitions plant all things considered, compared to the other players. But some good shotgun control will compensate for that greatly, and he's doing a pretty fine job so far of doing so. Selling off the shotgun is an interesting move, probably because the window of opportunity is closed to take down more turbines. but I would argue that you should only sell your weapon off if it's absolutely needed. Because if they're going howitzers or they're going heavy weaponry, it's very nice to have some shotgun control on those machine gunners. Kartoffel building up. And that's why I love these professional games. The highest amount of wasted metal resources is 20. And Team Blue of Shuka and Megaret has suffer 0 penalty in that regard. While Kartoffel and Blaze have a slight amount. This is not even 40% of a machine gunner combined. So this is very good. This is some very good things. On the other hand, the energy is a different story. But I would say wasting metal is far more worse than wasting energy. That laser is looking pretty vulnerable though. In my case, I'd like to hide weapons, but I believe at some point you're so such professional that you realize, yeah, I don't need to do it anymore. They're gonna see what's coming and I won't be able to like it. Both players are gearing up for a long game. Kartoffel and Blaze getting some fat bases alongside Megaret and Shuka. Looking very good. This can gets a VIP treatment, look at that opening. It's gonna take a while. Also very good for protecting against fire beams for having lots of layers like this. It does look like this shotgunner will deal some damage if there are enemy howitzers present. And this lays about 90% done. 2 20mm cannons, probably to maintain damage stealth, because against these turbines they will not do a lot. However, they do reflect a little bit of their projectiles, so hitting this part can deal some damage to our turbine infrastructure. Also, Megaret, you forgot to upgrade one little mine over here, should work on that. Opening cannon shot destroys a shield. Megaret does not respond. Also, Kartoffel sells to upgrade a couple more mines. Okay, now the lasers ready, they can do some door sniping, if they so desire. And there, ooh, that's a pretty good shot. Took out 2 unupgraded mines, took out a 3rd unupgraded mine. Very good shots out of Megarets. Taking out that type of economy will make it a bit more difficult to come back from it, but they are very good for the reflexes. Blaze starting to support our ally by shooting back cannon shots. Shuka is really racking up those 20 mils. They're probably going to bust those out real good. And now we do see a little bit of floating on the Kartoffels and Blaze's sides. While Shuka still has 0, Megaret has some flotation on the metal degree, but it's fine. And these 20 mils are being upgraded to, I believe, flaming 20 mils. Yeah, I'm not great with the definitions, as you can hear. Uh-oh. Indeed, as I was suspecting, they were going for a Magnum combo, Magnum beam cannon combo, but destroying the Magnum beam over here does deal some damage to the core, and they are dropping below 50%. Kartoffel is in a bit of danger right now, but nothing he can't handle. And there comes the blast. Very nice hit out of Shuka. Firebeam supports, laser follow-up, destroys most of the turbines. This is major damage. Therefore, it will be slowed down significantly to the destruction of the turbines, and they're building machine gunners to counteract these ignited 20 mils. Also, 2 snipers are perfect for door sniping a firebeam or a laser, if accuracy permits. Shields get destroyed, and they're hammering that cannon very good. Blaze is holding on pretty well though. A strong economy is very good for our defense, and they are starting to tank down that cannon. Shotgun takes out 1 sniper, and it looks like Shuka is going for a howitzer. And there goes a sniper, taken out by an EMP. It does look like Megaret and Shuka both have the upper hand right now when it comes to both weaponry and control. So let's see how Kartoffel and Blaze will wrestle out of it. Now Kartoffel is a potato, which means he knows how to dig in for a long time. Uh-oh. Connection lost. Okay, that gives me a bit of an opportunity to drink a little bit. Delicious. Alright, the Mega Rat is back in the lobby, so let's get back to playing. Where was I? Oh yeah, potatoes are delicious and they are well dug in. They're trying to target down the sniper. Fortunately, a very good thing out of them is that all their stuff is double doors. Does look like they're aiming downwards a little bit, taking pressure off the cannon, which might be what the cannon needs to fire back a critical shot. However, a howitzer has come online, he's about to fire it. Good placement on the... Very good placement on the flag cannon. Alright then. Like I said, Kartoffel and Blaze are a bit on the back foot right now when it comes to defense and weaponry. And Shuka is obviously carrying in the damage over here. But it looks like Mega Rat will follow up pretty soon with 2 lasers, a fire beam, an EMP, and a buzz saw. 20 mils, access for damage maintenance. And good anti-air measures will intercept some of these bullets. And the background bracing causes minimal damage, so that's good on them. Yeah, that's gonna get a bit quirky. An ignited howitzer shots is not to be messed with. And there goes Sniper. Can has been taken out. Blaze lost all his weapons, and Kartoffel must have to carry a strong defense for it to work. However, he's also building up a laser on the bottom. And he takes on the enemy mine. He's like, you take out my mine, I'll take out your mine. And he's like, you take out my mine, I'll take out your laser. Mega Rat was ready for the response. And response with a vengeance. Kartoffel, his core is a little bit more vulnerable right now, and he lost his second laser due to collapsing. Kartoffel opened his door, and Mega Rat was like, yeah, that's the last time you will open that door, freak. Double howitzers, that's extremely dangerous. Will he rebuild in time? No, he will not. And Blaze bites the dust. Oh well, I understand it. Both Shuka and Mega Rat are doing a very good job controlling the boards. And looks like Kartoffel, very good reflexes for a potato, goes back to connect those mines. Oh, that shield was nasty. But these 20 mils, okay, 20 mils are even more nasty. This is, yeah. Kartoffel at 34% health, and there he goes. GG. Shuka and Mega Rat, both spotless reactors. Architect versus Overdrive, an excellent first game. Alright then, second game on Tumbleweeds. Good luck and have fun, all contestants. Now this one gonna be a bit more of a unique game, because Armadillo's ally did not show up, so he's like, you know what, I'll take these 2 people on my own. It's a real lone wolf style he's going for, while Skylar and Juice probably have their own strategy well figured out. So let's see how these 3 monsters will go add to each other. Armadillo opening up with a mine and a turbine, going for basic economy. On the right side, Fruit Shoes and Skyr are both going for a small bit of economy. I believe this is Skyr, he does not have a there goes his turbine. A double turbine from Fruit Shoes as well. Since Armadillo is doing a couple of renovations to his base. I believe 5 mines are possible on this one, but do not quote me on that. He might also decide to build down and connect to the mines on the bottom for some additional resources. Fruits and Sky are both doing a great job, building up their economy, preparing. It seems that Fruit Juice is going for a little bit of a harassment sniper. There we go. Very smart. And it seems that he stopped sniping. He was going for technology, I see. Alright. He resumed his sniping. A very good opening shot out of Fruit Juice. Well done. This gives Skyr plenty of opportunities to build up. His technology is already down, he's got 4 mines out. Well, okay, I'm getting a bit confused. Who is who? Let me just pull up the labels. Oops. Armadillo has nice and wound up. He has some basic defenses down, 2 turbines. Very good for the opening as well. Fruit Juice is doing a very great job spending his metal. Scar is not floating either, but he is floating energy though, at the beginning of the game. Armadillo has... Armadillo also floats some energy. That's probably because of the new mouse, you gotta get a bit more familiar with it. Fruit Juice is doing a very economical optimal play right now. And them. Okay, Skyer is the bottom base and Fruit Juice is the top base. Fruit Juice, good sniping. Fruit Juice is going also for a couple of mortars, which will probably pan out very interesting on this level because the top base is pretty vulnerable, while the bottom bases have some natural cover against those. And thus Team Skyer is going for some buzzsaw harassment, and hopefully together they can pin down Armadillo enough. Armadillo on the other hand is playing a very safe and conservative game with the resources that he currently has. So yeah, 3 incendiary mortars will probably help out a lot. Interesting. Now, important note, incendiary mortars do not open up the doors of machine gunners. Now, it does look like Team 1 is playing as Firebirds, which is very apropos for this map. And they're doing a pretty fine job maintaining damage health. Now, and I would personally go for the turbines, because disrupting enemy economy is more important than doing direct damage to their weapons and stuff, things like that. But these 2 minigunners, they will help out a lot. And it does seem like those buzzsaws have been redeployed for a while, but Skyer isn't making full use out of them. Armadillo on the other hand is playing a bit more defensively and building up his own stuff. And it looks like he also has some basic anti-air arts, and it's just in range. Takes out 2 of the 3 projectiles. Armadillo doing a very good job defending himself. But looks like Fruit Juice is looking to turn up the pressure with another buzzsaw at his disposal. Skyer, very nice job, going for some laser technology. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's a very unfortunate misser. Damage maintenance is doing its job, but not good enough. If Armadillo is going for upgraded minigunners and turn them into armor-piercing minigunners, they can just shut down the whole offensive. They can shut down Fruit Juice's offensive in its totality. Excellent shot with the buzzsaw. And a great follow-up. Okay, this looks like Fruit Juice is in a bit of a more compromised situation, because his mortars are vulnerable, and his mortars are the bread and butter of his current offensive. If he can break that, door sniped an AP minigunner. That is not bad at all. That will put a damper on Armadillo's harassment, and give Fruit Juice more opportunities to continue firing upon the enemy. In this case, the enemy is Armadillo. Skyer is doing his best. Fruit Juice and Armadillo are looking to cut each other off a little bit more, but it does look like the main harassment source is Fruit Juice 1. Skyer is going for a late game, maybe going for fire beams or laser beams to really put the hurt on them and make sure the damage that Fruit Juice 1 deals sticks. That's core damage on Armadillo. It might look like he's in a bad situation, but he is upgrading and he's building more economy, so slowly but surely they are building up. Armadillo is a great job defending sandbags, an excellent defensive tool. It does look like Skyer has an AP sniper, which playing against an Armadillo player is as effective as trying to make pancakes with butter and not just getting the pancake itself. Very situational, it works, but right now Armadillo is very much dug in for AP sniper harass. However, enough incendiary mortars to put some good pressure on him. Make sure those 2 pacers out so you can overload those machine gunners. Fruit One Juice keeping out the pressure. Fruit One Juice is doing the work here. Building more buzzsaws, making sure that Skyer has the time to get that fire beam out, and hopefully some more defensive weapons. A great job suppressing him. A battery in the front, I would not recommend doing that. Armadillo is on fire. Fruit One Juice is giving him fire. We got a real fireman pyromaniac situation going on over here. Or firefighter rather. It's very ironic because both Armadillo and Fruit Juice and Skyer are for null of energy, but not a lot of metal, which is very interesting. And it does look like Skyer's fire beam is done. They'll start putting some real hurt on him. And he's stacking up for his laser. I think if their laser comes online, it's gonna be all over. Unless Armadillo can find some way to lessen the harassment dealt by Fruit One Juice. Looks like Firebird Active hasn't activated because those machine gunners put things on fire. These termites are well defended though, but that's at least their race right now. Alright, Fruit One Juice and Skyer doing a great job keeping Armadillo suppressed. Might need to find another angle for this one. Also, I believe his sniper is standing right in front of his fire beam, and due to the safety rules of the Force community, you cannot fire into your own soldiers. Also, that's a war crime, don't do that. There you go, he's standing off his sniper so his fire beam can gain access to the battlefield and open fire. AP sniper going out, fire beam ready. Laser is almost done. Yeah, it's just that inch of being done. Now you can do the delicious combo of the fire beam laser. Or as I like to call it, the garlic bread combo. Like the bread is your laser and the garlic is a fire beam. But first you play the garlic and then you play the beam. Then you put the bread. It's a varied recipe. And right now it's working. And his precision wasn't enough. Armadillo goes down. This was non-easy fight. Spotless reactors out of team 2. Alright, the final game for today will be between TO15 Rider, OG, Canu and BA Games. Good luck and have fun. Once again on Tumbleweeds. Let's see how these champions will fight off against each other. Once BA Games fully loads in, of course. Come on BA, oh there you go. BA Games is going right for that jugular on that loading bar. Let's see him continue it up. You're almost there, man. Just a few more inches. Oh. And yeah, alright then. 30 minutes, let's go. We got BA Games on top, Kenny on the bottom, OG on top over here, and TO15 Rider on the bottom. Let's see what these bad boys are gonna do. Oops, options, can I change? No, okay. Okay, I should probably mess with these things before I start commentating. But here we go. Looks like both BA Games and Canu are going for a bit of an economic focused build. No, I'll scratch that. Canu is going for an armory out first. So maybe we can expect some EMP rocks for some disruption. But it does look like OG and TO15 Rider are going for an economic first building. They both got their 4th mine out, their 5th mine out for OG. And 15th Rider has these nice and safe turbines on the back of his base. Now here, there's lots of potential for this little place because it cannot be contested by weaponry. And they'll make it a bit more fun to use. So let's see. Tumbleweeds is one of the new DLC maps. They're probably designed to build more from the Rods of God perspective. And there's also like a nice alcove over here you can use for shared weaponry or some audacity plans. On the other hand, if you hit over here, then Rods of God can deal some serious penetration to the enemy's forts if they are not careful. Looks like both OG and TO15 Rider have their 5th mine. Canu is building his 4th right now, and BA Games just finished his 5th. And is also finishing up his armory technology. OG Center coming out as well. Alright, right, OG Center is coming out of TO15 Rider as well, and also out of OG. So these both have a good idea what they're going, maybe fire support with rockets and such, or maybe they will use the new weaponry, namely the harpoon, to launch some Rods of God at the enemy. Third turbine out of BA Games, or out of Canu rather, my bad. BA Games 2 turbines as well, 4 turbines for OG, and 4 turbines for TO15 Rider. So far looking quite well for both teams. No harassments, no shots fired yet, everybody's in their base camp, doing their own thing, you know, molding their own clay, building their own Lego brick castle, and once things open up, it's firing time. And it does look like OG will take the initiative with 2 shotguns, if I'm not mistaken. Now at this point, top turbines from BA Games are a very, very juicy and vulnerable target. And it does look like BA Games will make use of Smelter, which is new technology, by Firebirds. And these 2 shotgunners will deal massive amounts of damage. And if I'm accounting the upgrade speed, it does look like they're playing as Overdrive. Maybe with a bit of luck they can actually take out the armor over here. But that would be optimistic. Three turbines down, that's 600 metal down the drain in a matter of a few seconds. And the music agrees with me, because it's rocking up. Yeah, they kind of lost their opportunity, but they took out a mine. That's 900 metal down the drain, and both loads of energy as well. Kenyu is building up his own forces. PA Games is taking some economic damage. This will allow also TO15 Rider to build up some more stuff. And OG is keeping the harassment train. And sometimes you need excessive firepower. Sometimes you just one player to keep your opponents busy while the other builds up a massive amount of weaponry. And looks like OG and the TO15 Rider do have that idea in common. Except that now TO15 Rider is building his own weapons, so I am not fully correct in my statements. But that's fine. Kenyu is still playing a big defensive game, not particularly happy on the battlefield at all to focus on his own economy and his own technology. But they both have smelters. Now how well they use this technology? Now let's see, they might be going for some new weaponry. No, okay, looks like BA Games is going for the Rod of God. The Rod of God are a very strong vertical based projectile. You can either intercept the beacon or you can intercept the projectile itself. I am a big proponent of intercepting the beacon first, because you won't have to deal with so much dangerous symptoms if push comes to shove. It does look like OG removed the shotguns. So there goes his harassment strats. Now what's going to be building over here? Those are probably going to be bottom power shotguns. Take out this little place over here. Okay, no, I might see the team game over here. Though 15 Rider might be building some God Rods, while OG uses a fire beam to ignite those so they can deal massive penetration damage. Smoke launcher out of BA Games. They're probably going for a bit of a lightning technique, because lightning is very effective against devices and weaponry, and smoke allows it to chain into multiple ones. I am not 100% sure how that mechanic works, but it will be very doable once you get the hang of it. And looks like OG's factory has almost been finished. Here we see though 15 Rider getting also their own smelt technology up, God of Rods, and also a striker, I believe. Kenyu slowly building up his own striker, his own heavy weaponry. The thing about this weapon, no, it's a lightning beam. The thing about lightning beam is it requires batteries or volatile batteries to fire. So it's like a combination of an ammunition based weapon like the harpoon or the runway, and also a regular weapon. Because ammo is in fact optional, but it has a very unique take on it. A shotgun out of OG, and it looks like, if I'm correct, they are playing the new commander Fulminator, who specializes in lightning technology and gives a decent buff to lightning technology based weaponry. Now sandbags are pretty great for blocking out those electric beams, but they're not super great for protecting your core against a fatal God of Rod shot. And I do not see a beacon just yet. We also have to wait for our first blood. There hasn't been a weapon destroyed just yet, only sold off. And we are almost 7 minutes in the game. This is gonna help out a lot. They got their fire beam up and ready to go. And also 2 harpoons. This will deal a massive amount of damage. It does look like their anti-air is pretty lagging, except for this shotgun over here. But will be enough. Will the reflexes be enough? Will it be fast enough? Because a fire beam is operational. Looks like both TO15 Rider and BA Games are going for Gods of Rod of Gods, pardon me. So he'll fire first and he'll gain initiative in that regard. Smoke launcher coming out of TO15 Rider. Lightning strikes 15 times in this one. And looks like Kenny took minor core damage and lost one of his devices. Here comes a smoke launcher. And a lightning from Kenny. Unfortunately, he misses, does not make contact, so it's very ineffective. Repair station coming out to deal with the smoke, very important. Rod of God makes contact. He responds with 2 of them. Both contact as well. Fire beam will deal a lot of damage now. Uh-oh. High penetration, high power. BA Games bites the dust. Both lightning and fire beam damage is sufficient to take out that fort. Kenny can reconnect to the top to gain some of his weaponry. If he's fast enough, that is. But it looks like Kinu is not, seemingly does not notice what's going on top. OG and TO15 Rider do have a strong initiative right now. On the bright side, Kinu survived because BA Games body blocked the Call of Rod shots, but it will not be long before they re-aim and re-fire onto him. So how will Kinu respond to that? He's got 1 lightning beam, so he's not a little vulnerable kitty right now, but he's close to getting his paws cut off. Let me put it like that. He's close to getting his nails done. OG and TO15 Rider are doing a great job further arming their forts. OG giving it the fire beam a bit of a better angle, aiming a bit lower, giving them more time to respond. Blowing to a lasers, lightning gun coming out, see if they can destroy anything. And they took out 2 turbines. Very much a worthy shot. Fire beam aiming for the bottom, doesn't make contact with any weaponry, but that's also good intel. Knowing there's no weapon over here, that means that their options are limited. TO15 Rider has a very good economy, OG as well. Kenyu has 3 turbines rolling for him and no upgrade mines, only 4 mines as well. And we're almost 10 minutes in the game. Things are going to get a bit more quirky if they don't respond. If Kinu does not respond adequately. And he's throwing 1590 metal. I have played far more in my ranked games from time to time, don't get me wrong. But this howitzer and a half. 2 lasers coming out from OG, that's going to deal massive amounts of damage. Once 2 God of Rods weapons are ready, they can penetrate their base with ease, aim at the right angle. Smoke launcher coming out once again. Excellent use of the sandbags, making sure to clear the way very quickly. Lightning strikes, how many times this time? 0 times, because the repair station took care of that. You can upgrade the smoke launcher to have a better angle and determine the outcome. Uh-oh. Kino just dropped 70% score health up to 25%. Kino is nearing death barrier and he has activated the ability of Fulminator, which makes your core invulnerable for a while. EMP beam lightning coming out as well. Combo attack dealing a lot of damage, another laser shot coming out. Kino is holding on but barely. And here comes the Rod of God. And that should be game if the fire beam does its work. They upgrade their fire beam to an EMP beam. Still, this does decent damage and they will lose a lot of infrastructure. Not bad. And that puts down another big part of their forts. Once again uses the invincibility ability of Fulminator. But if you don't have any recourse or not have any response to protect its weapons, you're just extending your life by another 15 seconds. It's like watching an animal crawl over the road and being like, you know what, I'm gonna give you some more water so you can go for 15 seconds longer. It's a very... you have to respond somehow, man. Okay. No repair stations out of Keanu, and that's his demise. GG. Chain smoked into the base. And Team 2 goes down. BA Games and Kenny lost this one. And TO15 Rider and OG are going to the next round. Alright then. And that's all time for me. Thank you TTC for having me. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, like the video and subscribe for more content. That is all. I am your host Malgaris and I'll see you next time. Bye.